What is up, folks? Briston Gaming back with another episode of 7 Days to Die Mods Weekly, the show where we help you figure out what mods are good for you. And this week we have a fun little episode, but before we jump into anything, I want to take a second to say thank you to everybody who has liked and subscribed because it has helped out. Now we're going to jump into our first mod of the week, and our first mod is called Build Level 6 Tools by Algo88. And this is kind of standalone from a lot of the other mods that let you do the same thing. Like I know Lamb has a mod that lets you do it. This one is it's standalone from that, so it actually works a lot better. There's not any interaction between this mod and other mods that I've seen that do different stuff with the skills. Like you can't use this one and Lambs, but this is good for most people who don't like to have a heavy modded playthrough. They just want, a couple mods here and there, and it works really well. The only problem is this shows 7 instead of 6. I don't know why it does that. It, for some reason, it just shows 7 instead of it actually being 6. But as you level up, as you put points in your character and stuff, you level out your crafting stuff here. When you come into your crafting thing, like you can craft level 6 stuff with like the miner 69er, the pistol Pete, stuff like that. It actually lets you craft level 6 items, which I think we should have been able to do from the start. Like I don't know why we've never been able to, but that's neither here nor there. It is a neat little mod because, like I said, it does let you craft stuff as you level up, as you're putting points in Pistol Pete or Miner 69 or what have you. You can craft better items as you go along. And like you see, it shows 7 there, but now it shows 6 here. I don't know why it does that. It's some weird thing with the mod, but it is a fun little mod. Like I've been using it for a while now. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the next one. Alright folks, so our next mod is called More Cooked Foods by Gopher, and this is a really cool mod because it adds in a lot of stuff to the game that is desperately needed for trying to think of what the heck to call it. This stuff is desperately needed. It's really cool. You come into your little stove and you see all this stuff that says mod. This is the stuff that the mod adds. You got whipped cream that you can make because I got this glass of milk here I found. You got a can of soda. And this is cool because like you see what this stuff does. Like this is all stuff that you can find in loot. But not only that, you run out here and you start punching grass, you can actually start finding stuff that is really useful, and you're gonna want to have it. Come on. Okay. So I've only found one thing so far. We'll pull up the inventory here in a second. There we go. There we go. See, as you're sitting here, it actually gives you a reason to want to clear out grass now, and actually makes clearing out grass beneficial because now you can get stuff from it that you normally wouldn't get before, and it spices up the otherwise bland food game of this game, which I don't understand why it's so bland. But now you see I've got lettuce from the mod. There's carrots, broccoli, strawberries, and watermelon. And each one of these adds different stuff. And that's why I like this so much. Like, this is really cool because, if you get lucky and you can get a ton of watermelon, you can make, or you can carry around just a bunch of watermelon with you. It does decent food, it does decent health, and it does decent water. And this is just something that you get just by sitting here smacking grass and stuff as you're walking around. Like, just say you're going towards a quest or something early game, and you're just sitting here going, la, 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 la. Oh, look at that, a watermelon. This helps solve a lot of food problems early game that I think a lot of people have. I know when you're playing and you're new to the game, you don't really know what you're doing. This mod is super good for giving you food and stuff like that. It really helps out a ton. I think Gopher did a really good job on this of making it really just a great mod to have. But with that, folks, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. Alright folks, so our next mod is called UMA Zombies by Khzmusik. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm sorry if I got it wrong. But this is a cool mod because you see it adds some different skins to some of the zombies. It is a kind of a very cool looking mod. It changes up the zombie format, and if you come in here and you smack them around enough, look at how that guy went flying. This is what's really cool. Like, there's something going on wonky with the UMA zombies where their ragdoll physics is just insane. So I love having this mod just because of how wonky they look. Like, look at that. It's so fun just to launch them. Like, it is so fun just to launch a zombie. But there is a ton of zombies that this thing adds. If you look at all these KHZ Zombies, like there's a bunch. There's a lot here that it adds. And I think it just like it does a lot. I don't know why this says male template cuz that's clearly a woman, but it adds a bunch of it adds a bunch of zombies to the game that changes up, you know, otherwise kind of boring gameplay. They are kind of buggy though. If you've got a whole bunch around you, it will mess with your system a little bit, or at least it does with mine. So be mindful of that. But it is a fun mod to have, just for goofing around and just general play because it adds something new to the game. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, folks. So our next mod is called Research System and New Weapons by Shorehead94, and it's a really cool mod because it adds the gun you see in my hands and the weapons you see on my tool belt. Those are all a new thing called titanium. Now, titanium has been added in by dozens of other mods and stuff like that, so it's not anything new to people. People, titanium's there. But this adds in a different way to get it. In order to get titanium smelting down correctly, you have to have right here, you have to have titanium mass and titanium fire, and you have to be a high level chemist in order to be able to do this. It's like level 5 chemist, I think, or level 4. And then in order to be able to do anything in the excuse me, in order to be able to do anything in the forges with it, you have to be a level 5 engineer. And in order to make anything over here, to make these weapons and guns that you see here, you have to max out all these. Sorry, I didn't mean to click on map. You have to max out like Deadeye or Machine Gunner, whichever one that's under. I think it's under Fortitude, right? Yeah, Machine Gunner. So if you come in here and you type in tank like I've got here, it pulls up all these. Now, the way to unlock this, as you see here, it's got the lock on the tank rifle, which this is the Barrett 50 cal tank rifle. This is actually the step down version of this one. This is the higher version. This is the lower version. I might have that backwards. But as you can see, one has higher damage, one has higher mag size. I go for the one with the higher mag size because it's 61 damage at 400 damage. Doesn't really matter. But in order to unlock, to be able to craft these, what you have to do is you have to max out Deadeye, and then you come in here, 25 rifle parts, and it's, yeah, okay, so I'm sorry, the Barrett 50 cal is the step up according to this, yeah, because you have to sacrifice your tank rifle in order to craft. Okay, cool. So now that we've got that settled, you come in here, you craft the schematic, then you learn it, and then you can come in here and craft the weapon itself. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, that's a shit ton of rifle parts. Well, yeah, these are heavy duty in-game items. Like, we're gonna come out here real quick. I'm gonna freeze the AI just so I don't get rofle stomped when I hit the wrong thing. That was not what I meant to hit either. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna summon in looking at me, we're gonna type in what's a good hard, here we go, zombie white radiated. Now, I can't see the health it has on it, right? I'm going to God mode. Look at that, 1,000 health. Watch what this thing does to it. One shot. Now, granted, that was a headshot. People are going to be like, oh, that's not enough. That's not a good indication. Okay. Look at how much health it took off in one shot. And I don't have the penetrator or anything like that. I don't have anything to really make it go through that. But that thing does insane damage, and it holds a good amount of ammo. But not only that, you have a taser here that uses 9mm ammo, and that's what's cool about this. All these guns use stuff that's in the game. So this 50 cal here uses the AP 9mm ammo. The taser uses the HP 9mm ammo, which is really cool. The only new thing that's added in are these flaming crossbow bolts with the thermite for the thermite launcher here. Now, a lot of people, a lot of people are going to say stuff about this mod not being, whatever compared to some of the other weapon mods, but look at that. Look at how much damage that is doing. Like, it absolutely shredded that thing. If you have this on Horde Night, you can do some serious damage. Like, these weapons are amazing, and not only that, but these titanium hammers and pick and the axe and the spear and stuff, they do more damage than the steel. They use less stamina than the steel, and they're just all around better. And that's why I like this mod so much. This mod does a whole bunch that just makes the game just that just makes the game that much better when you've got these weapons, especially in game. If you like doing some crazy hordes or you like doing just different kinds of stuff, this mod is just fantastic for you. I think Shore Ahead did a fantastic job on this. You guys check it out. I don't think you won't like it. That's a hard sentence to say. I should have said I think you'll love it. That's better. We'll go with that one. That's what I said. I think you'll love it. But with that, folks, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the last mod. All right, folks. So if you paid attention to the thumbnail, this last mod's not gonna be too much of a surprise to you. But it's called X-Wing T65 by Pipermac, and look at it. It is a freaking X-Wing, and it looks cool as hell. I think Piper did a really good job of this. It looks super good. And we're going to go ahead and get in it. Now, unfortunately, if you listen, you hear that glub, glub, glub sound. It sounds like the tub from the Snuffkins mod. But it is kind of cool, like just sitting here hovering up. And then just, flying. And it turns on a dime, which is always good. But it ascends and descends pretty well. It's just a little slow. Like it does have, some speed if you hold shift, and it turns super fast if you do that. But it's a fun mod to play around with. It does need some work. I think Piper has done a good job on it though. One thing I don't like is you can't turn off the light. I'm hitting F and the light stays on. So as you guys saw, when it's on the ground, it's bright as hell. And it is huge. It takes up a lot of room. But it looks like there's an actual little R2-D2 right there on the back of it, which, that's kind of cool. That's a good little attention to detail. I'm going to go ahead and crash into this tree here. You get it on the ground, and then I'll pop out, and I'm going to go into God mode real quick. Like, look, little R2 there. Look at that. Like, this is a good attention to detail. It's a fun little mod. Like, I would rather it operate more like a helicopter or one of the gyrocopters or something like that than the tub, like give it the same sounds and everything. But that's just me being nitpicky. I think it's a fun little mod. Like Piper didn't have to make something like this to put it in the game. Like if you're a big Star Wars fan like my son is, then this is something great. Like I put this in a map, hoping it would draw him in, and it kind of did a little bit, but he didn't really do too much with it. But I thought this was just something neat, and I left it there just as a reminder. But I hope you folks liked it. Thanks for sticking around as long as you have. Don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Have fun, and we'll see you next time.